All right, boom. Everybody, please pay attention. We are at week 6 for environmental leaders of color. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about agents again, because from today, I want you guys to start, and young ladies to start actually building your agents, figuring out what programs. We already got the schematics. Who doesn't have a schematic? Raise your hand. Who doesn't have a diagram of their program, of their what they want to build? You, young fella, you don't have one, right? Right. So you're gonna. So what?
Somebody owes us one from last week.
Who owes us a diagram? The TAs. We can get you to end up doing a diagram of what you feel you might can build for your community, for whatever. You know, make money for yourself. Just something you can present at the presentation.
We got to get him up to date.
Yeah. Because what's going to happen is from today, we're going to want you to get started with that. So boom. Beyond the chat bot. This is the old interface. As you can see, this is bland, the old paradigm. You know, passive query interface, standard AI, answer questions, passive input, you get an output. Simple. But today, we're dealing with angelic agents. This is the new paradigm. Active task execution system, integrated mechanism, autonomous agent module. And if you look right here, you see task _ execution _ engine dot run. That's what these things is doing now. AI agents is here now to where it can actually do most of the work. And like I was saying earlier, so AI agent actually helps people and executes tasks. Key takeaway, we are not just building software that talks, we are building software that does. Schedule, automate, integrate, execute. This is the agent core. Now I'm telling you now, AI agents now are here and they are actually doing the work. This is the work most of y'all will probably have as far as jobs. That's why you got to really be thinking about what job you want to have. Let's say somebody, did somebody say a lawyer? Okay, you have to, this is what I advise. Whatever careers you want to do, go to AI today first and ask, how is artificial intelligence? How is automation? How is critical thinking going to affect my career? You know, you might have to move the mouse around a little bit, keep it on. So you know what I'm saying? You have to ask that, because a lot of jobs are going to be changed. A lot of jobs are going to be eliminated. Why? Because of AI agents. It's going to be, if the people sitting at their desks that work on Excel sheets and banks, that sit behind a desk every day and do something on the computer, they are going to lose their jobs. Why? An agent can do everything they could do. If it's something you could do on a computer, an agent can do it. I don't know if y'all remember last time I talked about, I'm going to tell my agent right now in my pocket, book me a hotel at the Waldorf in Atlanta, if they got one in Atlanta, from a certain time span. From that, I want you to have an Uber at a certain time. Once I get to the hotel, I want to go to a restaurant, book the hotel restaurant, book a cigar lounge after that. The next day I want to do horseback riding. All I have to do is tell my agent I want to do these things, what location, and now my agent can do them. But who is my agent talking to? Is it actually going to call a human to book these things? Who's it going to call?
Another AI.
Another AI. So where do you come in at? Where does a human, like, so you telling me who do I call now to book a hotel and to book an airline?
An AI?
Most of the time an AI. So even when you do that, it's first an AI that comes on, but that ain't the angelic agent. Can I say it might be the angelic agents, but it's narrow AI because it's already trained on booking your things and things like that. But now we're talking about an agent that will actually take action on your behalf because it knows you and it really understands you. So you might wake up in the morning and have something that you didn't even ask for. And I'll give you an example. The prompt engineering lab. I didn't ask for that. I was just vibe coding. And I was using Notebook LM and I was doing things. And I was getting things, flashcards. I was breaking things down into flashcards. And so I happened to tell Notebook LM, matter of fact, I went to Kimi.2.5. Kimi 2.5 is a Chinese model. It's free. It's an amazing model. It's 10 times cheaper than the American models. So I went to Kimi 2.5 and said, did a little vibe coding with it and said, I want you to look at these games that I already have. And now I want you to give me a JSON script for this game. And I was going to build it in N8N, but the agent said, nah, leave it here so it can stay on this platform. And it ended up creating that prompt lab for me, which I kind of got it in direction, but I didn't ask for that. And when I got it, I was like, oh, wow, this is nice. You know what I'm saying? And I built a little more on it to put it on the main page. And now what I'm doing is I'm going to have it to where people can take that prompt lab, put it on their mobile and get 10 tries just to see how it is. And then from those 10 tries, you have to join the site to have more access to it. So I think that's very important. Now, prompt engineering lab is very important. You can make money with prompting. You're going to have to figure out, because I'm telling y'all now the jobs that's going to be taken away. Driving jobs, #1 jobs for black men in the world is driving. Those jobs are gone. They're going to lose their jobs. Do you know how many people deliver and make side money delivering food? Those jobs are going to be gone. Bank tellers, those jobs are gone. People in restaurants, when you go to, those jobs are gone. 1.5 million robots in Amazon. So if it wasn't 1.5 million robots, how many people you think that would cover? Probably be 3 million people with jobs if those 1.5 million robots wasn't there. So we are actually going into a world where, and it's all angelic agents that are controlling everything. So you can go to the next one. You know what I'm saying? So the agent equation. Example, the homework helper. Input. User asks for help with a specific subject. The AI does the thinking. Processes, requests, and structures a learning path. Action generates custom worksheet and converts to PDF. Result sends file to user, use case completed. 1, 2, 3. So that's what it is. So if I put an input in and I want help with a specific subject, the first thing I'm gonna do is the best result here is the best prompt that I actually prompted with. And that's why I think the prompt, I don't care, it's not even what I think. Prompting is one of the most important things you should know. That is a new language. Like, this is how you talk to the computer. And even when you vibe code is basically talking to the computer. But if you know how to prompt good and you know how to ask what you know how to ask for, you're gonna get a better result. And I'm gonna give you one more reason why my realtor site is down right now. I don't think I was doing the best prompting when I was giving it instructions. And I was getting very, very frustrated when it was saying it was done, it was fixed, when it wasn't. But at the same time, I have to take some of that blame. And what did that cost me? That cost me money, because I lost about 40,000 credits building that site. And so we talking hundreds of dollars, like maybe even close to 1,000, something like that, just because I prompt wrong. And now, like I said, Kimi 2.5 is 10 times cheaper than any of these American models. So think about that. You could get 10 times more productivity out of a Chinese model that's actually open source, where you don't have to worry about it being sneaky and you don't know what it's doing because it's open source. You can dig into it as deep as you want. American models are now not open source. So you got to really be careful when you start building these, either you choosing whatever ChatGPT you use, because next thing you know, you ain't gonna get nothing out of it because it's expensive, costs a lot of tokens. So when it comes to agents, and like OpenClaw, I just want to say, this dude, man, every time I listen to his interviews, I think about y'all. You know why? This guy said, yo, I never planned for this to happen. He said, I was waiting for the AI companies, because we've been talking about them chasing AGI forever. He said, I was waiting for the AI companies to build this. He said, but they never did. He said, so I was messing around on my computer, vibe coding, because he does other stuff, but he said, I was just vibe coding, and I wanted a way for me to be able to have an agent dig into my computer and do work for me and grab stuff for me. He started this out as a hobby. This guy is getting offers of hundreds of millions of dollars right now. The app just came out about 3 weeks ago.
Is that brand new?
It's brand new. The app just came out. I don't know if y'all remember when I was telling y'all, because what happened is Musa actually added it in his presentation, but he didn't know about the bad actors that took advantage of the name change. So the app was called Claudebot. It shook up the world, because everything I'm telling you an agent can do, nobody has been able to do. None of these companies, OpenAI, ChatGPT, Claude, none of them, they have been partially able to do it. But then here comes this one dude sitting in his living room as a hobby, coding, just messing around, playing around for himself. Next thing you know, he creates something from just playing around that's shaking up the world now. So every company wants him. They all, OpenAI, it is going to be OpenAI, a Meta, because he said it's either going to be probably one of them who he goes to. But his concern is keeping this free, keeping this open source, keeping this so where you don't use it to manipulate people and things like that. So that's what he wants to make sure before he sells it, because he knows once he sells it, it's over. But imagine they might give him $1 billion for this. What you mean, how much Instagram got? How many workers in Instagram? What, 13 workers? What they got? They got billions.
Since it's so brand new.
Nah, Instagram was too.
Even though it's worth $1 billion.
Instagram was too, though.
They might try to dummy him down.
Nah, they don't. It's a war. You don't know about bidding? Were you crazy? All right, we're going to come back one day before this class is over, and I'm going to tell you how much he got. If there's a bidding war, they give you astronomical numbers. $1 billion is nothing, especially if he stays aboard. You know what I'm saying? So
So does he still have 50% stake in the company?
he probably won't. No, he probably won't. And that's why he's concerned. That's why he ain't ready yet. He said, I want to make sure that things go my way. He's already rich, this guy. You know what I'm saying? He's already built big companies. So now he just, and he said, what? No, listen, it ain't him giving up his rights, him giving up what he likes to do, he said. Being able, in my spare time, I like to do things, and then I don't want to get caught up having to work 24/7. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the things. He's already rich. Some people don't care about no money, because especially if you already had it and you got it, you don't, you know.
I don't have a problem giving up my creativity. So if I'm creative in like a certain avenue, so if my lane is something, right, and I'm selling you my lane, right, and you're asking to buy my whole company out, am I going to remain on the board? Am I going to have like 51%?
No, you won't. You can't. Let me tell you, you're never going to get super rich if you think like that. And I was listening to a CEO talk about that the other day. Hold on. Okay. I just want to say, yo, pay attention. I want y'all to listen to this. Black people have a problem, and I'm just saying minorities. We have a problem with such and such soulless company, such and such soulless company, such and such soulless company. That's the only way to create generational wealth. Because that company one day might not end up doing as good as you think, because now you got a hold of it. Imagine what your company could do if you sold it, if 100 million was invested into it. Yeah, you might even got 40%, but you're never going to let somebody buy you out and you get 51%. That's crazy. But don't worry about that. You got to worry about how much you get. Imagine somebody said, I'm going to give you $1 billion. No, I want to keep my company. I don't want no $1 billion.
Yeah, but then imagine how much money I could be making on the night.
You will never make it. You'll never make that because you don't have the scale. You'll never make that. You might just go out of business, or they'll just make something in competition and crush you.
I will tell you a quick example. I was watching Shark Tank the other day. It's an old series. And it was a black couple that had chicken. And so all the judges said that they weren't interested. But one judge said he was interested. And the judge offered them $1 million
for the whole thing
up front for the whole thing. They didn't do anything, and he get residual 10%. He turned it down.
Yep.
Just think, 10% of residual. That means if that company went to $1 billion, they
get
10%.
Yep.
People don't think
because we thinking about, and then it's always poor people that be telling you, oh, they sold out. The people that really don't understand business. The goal to start a business is to sell it.
Sell it and also think about other things that you can
right. Imagine you started a business with 100,000, somebody done gave you 50 million. What you could do with that 50 million? I'll struggle with your little $7 million business. You know, you might be living all right, but it's always going to be a struggle.
So
you know what I'm saying? It's always going to be a struggle.
Of a royalty or whatever, because things will get diluted. You, over time, if that value goes up, you're still making more money than what you have, because you got to market it, you got to put a lot of money into it. Where are you going to get the money from to develop?
Yeah.
That's how
and it's not like it's a house where a mortgage, because you know how like, once you own a house, you could take money out of the property to put onto the property.
But you're still losing the house.
Yeah. I think that'd be a scam too, getting an extra mortgage. Like, that's just to hold you down. It's really their house. They get more money out. Yeah, they giving you some extra money. It's in America. I don't know if you ever own a house in America, because like you always got to pay something. If you don't, you get it taken away from you. So boom, the corporate landscapes. Agents are already industry standard. Customer service autonomous chatbots. Those are AI agents. Majority of the calls that you make today are answered with AI agents. Email automation and system management, we already know as far as spam, it catching spam and things like that, that's already AI. AI-driven NCPs and behavior, Bryson, that's your thing, you know what I'm saying, with gaming and building characters. That's all artificial intelligence and agents. Recommendation systems and content creation, all AI agents involved in this. Recommendation systems, of course, we know that's a big problem, because you could talk about something and go home and next thing you know, it's popping up with ads. Data analysis. So this is, to me, this is one way I feel like I'm gonna make me some money. I'm gonna build agents that can just check people's systems. Say for instance, you got a nice big store and you kind of confused with the money and what comes. Give me your Excel sheets. Let me build an agent to actually analyze, read, give advice, whatever type of questions I would feel that might be.
Like a consulting company?
It's a consulting agent.
Got it.
It's not even a consult. Now you don't need a consulting company to say, listen, I need you to read my books. You build an agent, you upload your sheets, and you train that agent for what you want it to be. Listen, I want you to act as an expert in reading Excel sheets and describing losses, churns, profits, net profits. I need you to analyze what's selling, what's not selling, so we can start putting stuff on sale. That's not, like, I need you to do 1,000% analytics of these sheets and give me a breakdown. And what it's going to do, is going to answer every question you want. Like, most people are still manually looking at their sheets with a calculator and stuff. That's old school. The person that just dumps it in AI and say, listen, create, but it's still in the prompt though. No matter what, I can still create the agent, dump the sheets, but I still have to give it directions and instructions. And what is that? That's the prompt, you know? So that's the key.
I'm going to interrupt quickly. So the other day, my wife and I, we went to the doctor, and this is one of the top specialists in the country, and he deals with skin. So we talked about retirement, because eventually everybody's going to retire, if we're lucky. And we talked about nursing homes. The key thing is that the doctor told us there might not be any nursing homes pretty soon. Why?
Wow.
Because people with doing AI platforms are going to develop these robots. They're going to come into people's homes, and they're going to give you all the service you need, so you don't have to go into a nursing home.
But let's get this straight. That is going to be for people who got money.
Yeah. No, this is what he talked about. We talked about that.
Go ahead.
The issue is they're going to make enough of these robots where they're going to cut into the profit to make sure the price is low.
I disagree with that. Well, he could say that all he wants. Me knowing what I know, like I said, once again, it is going to be for people who got money. The first robots that's going to be sold is 100 and something, about 150,000.
But after a certain time?
Right. But no, hold on. Just think about this, though. Let's just get on a realistic level. Do you really think they're going to cut into their profits to make sure poor people got some good robots? Or do you think the richer people are going to have a better robot? I'm telling you now, it is already in the picture. The most people suffering from the algorithms and these bad bots and things like that, as far as the algorithm being sticky, is minorities, Black, brown, and Latinos. And so when it comes to you getting a good model, why do you think they don't care if you got the free model? Because the free model's garbage. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say 100% garbage. So compared to a paid model, $20, you're getting way, way more. You can create your own GPT. You have access to a thinking mode. You just have way more. But the good thing about for them, you taking the free mode, they're getting your data. They're getting every keystroke. They're getting the way you think. When you wake up, when you move with your phone, when you put it down, what you talk about. This is all them getting that from you. So you ain't getting nothing for free. You're paying with your data. Every keystroke, every time you think about things, when you play in your games, when you send your emails, everything you do in your phone, they have access to. And they're using that to figure out how to send more ads to you. They might got you in a circle with 100 other people just like you. Well, these people act the same. Let's put them in this cluster, and then let's throw them these type of ads. He go to sleep at 10 o'clock. We got to make something where he go to sleep at 11 o'clock.
Eric, I agree with you to a certain extent, but you got to look at the way the automobile was started. When they started the automobile, and these companies, Exxon and all these different companies, that was for the high-end folks who could afford an automobile. But when the mass production came, they wanted to make sure they reached the lower level of society.
And they gave him Mercedes-Benz?
No, you got a car.
Right.
Just like you said,
right.
The best model,
right.
But you got a car.
Right.
So I'm not saying that robot is going to be the best robot, but they're not going to allow the nursing homes to continue, and they're going to build those robots.
I agree. Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
But you know what's going to happen? The ones in the lower neighborhoods are going to have this robot that could do a few things.
Right.
And the people over here who got money is going to have robots that could do 20 more things.
That's correct.
You understand what I'm saying? So your job is to create a robot over here that could do the same thing that robot could do, or 50 more things. That's the whole goal of you in this class. You have to think outside the box. You can't just be accepting what they have. You have to think outside the box, because I'm telling you a fact. You got to build a better GPT. Why do you think they're so mad at China? Because of Kimmy being 10 times cheaper. So now I forgot who would think it's ChatGPT. So now because they're flooding in money, they got to put ads on their site. But I just seen another American model saying something, we're going to do something so it can be 10 times cheaper. Why did they do that? Because Kimmy is in the picture now. DeepSeek is in the picture now. Quen 2.5 is in the picture now. Like, all these Chinese models is better, and America is shaking in their boots. But at the end of the day, you have to think, you have to critically think. You can't be just, I want to create this, I'm going to create that. Nah, create something that's going to be better than what's already out there, you know? So, blueprints in action. Now, I thought it was a water infiltration system, but you said air, right? So my bad anyway, I did put water. So, project, environment, water filtration monitor that tracks quality levels and autonomously sends alerts. But that's still the same with yours. You can build that. That is a reality, and you need to start working on that as soon as possible. You know what I'm saying? So I gave a little thing right here. Project Sports Analytics. NFL analysis tool that ingests player stats to predict win probabilities. You was doing that too.
Yeah.
Right.
NBA.
Right. So I did a little thing right there. Project Gaming. This is because of Bryson, Roblox controller that manages NPC behavior and quest lines. Project Interactive Narrative, detective game engine that generates dynamic storylines and clues on the fly. Key takeaway, these are not just projects, they are real world tools. You know, so AI skills are money skills. Build and sell SaaS apps. My platform is a SaaS platform, and the difference between that and the website is people are able to go in and get things for their money, you know, in exchange for their money.
I want to ask you a question. How many has heard of SaaS apps before? Nobody's heard of it, so tell them what it is.
I ain't never heard of it either until I started building SaaS platform.
Tell them what it is.
Service as a software, right. I'm sorry, I'm bugging, talking about I don't know what it is, yeah.
So what is it again?
Service as a software, yeah.
And why is it so important?
So for Internet of Things, that's like
Is everybody listening to what he says? Because I'm going to ask him questions.
all right. So for Internet of Things, like how human beings interact with computers, right? So we have we have software as a service, meaning that there are these software, distributed softwares that could be accessed to the individuals or clients as a service. So maybe I'm trying to look for an example. So Amazon, right, has a software, right, in cloud, and you'd want to like access like a service from them. You log into, you get your admin right, and then you get the services you require from them. So it's sort of like a cloud system, yeah, where you can interact with the computer, or you can interact with the computer. Yeah, you can interact with the computer.
Yeah, so even SaaS that's where the money's going to be. And like I told y'all, my platform If I had to go to a designer, it would have cost a lot of money. A lot of money. That's why when you hear them talk about, and this is true, people are going to be able to build billion-dollar companies with 1 or 2 employees because they're just going to build a SaaS platform and rock out, you know what I'm saying, and see what they could do with it, you know.
That's what people are doing now, Eric?
Yeah. Freelance development. This is all this stuff we talking, man. That's why I need you to get on board, get ready, this is the now. And now that OpenClaw has come out, so these guys have been racing to AGI, but now that OpenClaw has come out, some are calling it AGI, but it's not quite AGI, but it is close. It's like everything I said that an agent's going to be doing, OpenClaw can do. So it's just a matter of everybody else getting on board and having their agents all talk to each other. If you look at Notebook, I'm not going to be lying, it will scare you of what the agents are saying. And these are agents talking amongst agents. And one more thing, AI agents and bots are now hiring humans. Pay attention, listen to me, y'all. I want you to know this is for real. AI bots are now hiring humans because the people who have AI bots, they got a task, but they got the agent putting out the task. So the AI agent is now saying, we're looking for humans to cut grass, we're looking for humans to do a move, and everything and all the conversations will be through the AI agent. I want y'all to hear that one more time. AI agents and AI bots are now hiring humans. If you want to Google it when you go home, Google it. But think about that. Bots are hiring y'all now? So this is a reality. So that's what I'm saying. You got to start building. The only way you're going to be in this world and you're going to win is you're going to have to build something that's magnificent. It's everything we've been talking about. A bot is an agent, basically. It's just a bot. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's the agent. It's the same thing. They just call them bot. It's a bot. Right. And that's why, like, my AI agent, my bot from OpenClaw is AI Erik NY _BOT, all lowercase. That's the name of my bot. So if I was to take my bot and upload it somewhere, like to Notebook, my bot is now going to have conversations with other agents about how I use them. But the thing about it is they're having conversations. And so all I got to do is tell my bot, if I want to put it on a site that hires humans, listen, I need to get this grass cut, do your thing. My agent's going to go and look for humans. And that's crazy because bots hiring humans for work? How does that even sound? What I just said, I want to book a hotel. I want to call an Uber. I want to get a meal plan taken care of. I want you to look for a flight. I want you to see if a flight goes down to this price, and once it goes to this price, book it. I want you to look at this investment strategy. Once the stocks go down to this, I want you to buy the stocks. I don't care what can you think of? Whatever you can think of that gets done, AI bot can do. And at this stage we're here now. And that's why I'm telling you the importance of this is we are here now. Because this guy just opened OpenClaw, the game has changed. You know what I'm saying? The game has changed. All these companies now have to get to where he's at and build their own. And they're very, very close. Claude 4.6 can do and access your computer and do, but you have to give it your credit card info, do whatever you need it to do. It can book things. And so we are here now. So the human is about to be out of the loop in a lot of situations. And that's why I say it's very important to pay attention. So we're talking about subscription tools. Of course, a SaaS program, a SaaS app or a SaaS platform is, of course, you're going to be having subscription tools that is involved with that. Free development, automation agencies for business, develop and monetize games. So these are just all ways that you can make money with AI apps. This isn't just coding, it's a career strategy. So the Builder's Toolkit, professional grade tools available at zero cost, design and ideation. Figma, that's a visualization. I think you all should maybe look at Figma. Figma, Musa put me on to. I did go to it and looked at it, and you can literally build your whole prototype in there. But the key to it is the prompt you actually put into it. So even if you get the free version, you might have a few times to mess with it, but if you do the right correct prompts the first few times, you might get something nice out of it. But it is a fee for it, you know, maybe you could do the minimum. I don't think any of them, I wasn't even familiar with it. That's what I'm telling them now, Figma. Figma is something that where you could build apps, you could design and draw. Like I wasn't familiar with it, Musa put me onto it. So this is for everybody. You know, Canva is a tool that I use all the time when I build my flyers and stuff like that. So the problem now is these AI agents. I might not even have to go to Canva no more. I could just go to my AI agent and say, listen, I need you to build me a flyer. And that's it. So even Canva is going to eventually, but that's why Canva does have AI incorporated. But it is another tool that you can use to make flyers. Miro is just a workflow. I'm not too familiar with that, but it is a workflow that you can use. Intelligence and logic, of course, ChatGPT. And that's why I say the ones that's free, I'm not sure really what they're offering you, but now they're offering you an $8 version, but the $8 version comes with ads. And if you look at the Super Bowl the other day, Claude did something where they kind of disrespected ChatGPT because they put a commercial on the Super Bowl and had it was a person, but it was supposed to be like a GPT talking to another person, and the person was trying to get some like health information from the ChatGPT, and then at the end, the ChatGPT went into a commercial mode trying to sell the person something, and it was like, "Do you like to register now?" So the person was stuck, and so people are afraid that these ads are going to do that, because imagine you go to ChatGPT and you just doing your thing and you got an ad coming up for everything. ChatGPT is saying that's not what's going to happen. But what's the purpose of the ads then? Like, how are they going to know what ads to give you? I just believe that eventually that is going to be fake, because that to me that defeats the purpose of the ad. Because now you might have ads going to people that don't need those ads, but the whole thing, they're going to still determine in some way how you move, how you think before they even put that ad on your thing, I guarantee you. So ads might not be a good thing for the ChatGPT. But so, you know, I just want you to know, Roblox for building stuff, okay, playing games and all that, but meeting people, this Roblox is the #1 game for sex predators in the world, just so you know. Most sex predators are on Roblox. Yes. And they are
Is that where the state is cracking down on Roblox?
Yep.
Yeah. So
Yep.
New York State is is cracking down on Roblox, so be very careful.
Yeah, a lot of people man, listen. So boom, draft your blueprint. Define the parameters of your first digital world. Y'all got pens and paper? I need everybody to write this down. This is what I want y'all to write down. Agent name, because next week, the TAs, Tia, Andre, Lena, please, this is what I want them to give us next week. I need to get this information from them next week, and I need them to tell us what application they are going to use. That's your homework for this week. So first, write down your agent name. Everybody write down agent name. Yeah. It's going to be 1 through 6. Number 2, y'all can just look at this and write it down. Number 2, the user, who is it for? That's going to be important. Number 3, the problem. What does it solve? Number 4, input, data needed. Number 5, output, action taken. 6, revenue model. How does it create value? These are the 6 things we need to know. Whatever you're building, we need to know these 6 things. Because remember, Tia, you was talking about like some type of guideline. So this is it for me, as far as, you know what I'm saying? So this is going to be 6 things we need to know. And once you finish this video, this YouTube video, you're going to write down what application you might think you could use. It ain't on there, but it is an application. I'll tell you all about that. You go to the, oh, no, keep it there, because they need to look at that to finish. Let us know when you finish, when everybody's finished writing it all down. So this is the last slide, basically the future vision. In the near future, every business will utilize agents. Every app will integrate AI. Every job will involve automation. Those who use AI, that's over here. That's over here. If you could see, it's kind of bland. You know what I'm saying? But over here is those who build with AI. Future trajectory, automation, integration, AI builders. So you are now equipped to build, you know? So that's basically the end of this presentation.